going live.
We are live?
In a few seconds.
I think I have something on my teeth. Live video.
Welcome. You are live, my friend, my friend, Miss Betty Achapa. You are live. How are you?
I am wonderful, Dr. Lucy. I'm wonderful. I am doing fantastic. How is everybody doing this evening?
I believe they are doing well. Just give me 1 second. Let's make sure that everybody is all set.
Yeah, you cannot see the comments. Maybe I'll log into my Facebook.
Give me just 1 second. Let me see if we are live. This technology. We need to master it.
Because I can't see your video either.
It's up.
Oh.
You see it?
No, I don't see you on the video.
Welcome everybody to our Diaspora live conversation.
No, I don't see you on the video.
It should be coming up. It's on my personal page. I've tagged you. Welcome everybody. Did you see you?
Oh, yes, I can see me, but I can't see your video.
Oh, interesting. Oh.
There you go. Are we on your page?
Yes, we are. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Check and see whether you want to share with your friends on your page.
Oh, let me make sure. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, I got you. Let me see if you're on my wall. Yes, I can see me. Hi, everybody. I think I can see the video. Let me share it on my wall. Maybe I'll be able to see some of these comments. Yes, now I can see comments. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is now 8:04. Tell us where you're watching us from. It is such a great pleasure to host my friend, Miss Betty Achapa. And so she is Miss B, Finance 101. So if you've heard about that terminology, AKA, it is her in live, her in person. She's here on our show today. It is such a pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Let us know where you're watching from. Put your comments, ask your questions, and we will be sure to answer your questions as we go along.
Yes.
Karibu sana, my friend. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, Dr. Watkins. I'm really doing fantastic.
Awesome. How is Houston?
Houston is great. Thank you for hosting me. This is exciting.
Karibu sana. So let's get to it. Tell us who is Miss Betty Achapa and what does a financial educator do?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. First of all, thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight. It's evening, guys. So whatever time you will watch us, we are doing this late night, but I'm so honored to be with you today and to talk about money because that's my area of expertise. So as a financial educator, my job is to educate. I have a certificate in it, I have a certificate in financial planning. I stumble upon this as an educator. Many of us as an educator by stumbling upon, as a mother, you're educators, we educate every day. For me, finance was something I stumbled upon by making mistakes.
Oh, you'll tell us a little bit about that.
I educate people on my mistake. And from then, after making so many years of mistake, I decided to do financial blogging and to help other people don't make the same mistake as I was. Yes, but
Okay.
you do have to get a certificate as a financial educator. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned mistake. Can you give us an example of a mistake you made?
Ooh,
Are
she
you
just
willing to
started.
share?
So for a long, long time, my biggest mistake is not being able to say no.
Hmm.
You know, I moved
No is a
from,
complete sentence, you know?
yeah, that's a big sentence in itself. You
Yes.
know, I was the kind of person that I moved from making CNA money. CNA is a nurse
Okay.
assistant. And then I moved from being a nurse assistant into RN. And
Okay.
guess what? Although I increased the salary, I didn't change my habit.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so lesson number one, the problem with your money is you.
Okay.
And it's not
Yes.
even about how much you make.
You're
Today I posted a
making.
video. I posted a post asking people, is it about how much you make or is it about how much you get to keep? So me,
Hmm.
I could earn money. I don't have a problem earning money. And I moved from
Yes.
CNA making $10 an hour to
Yes.
RN making $30 an hour. But
Yes.
what I didn't change was my mindset. I
Oh,
increased my expenditure like most of us do. Big
yes.
homes, nice car,
But
impressive
if
job.
I'm making a lot more money, shouldn't I be increasing my expenditure?
Yes. You understand? So that is the problem that I had. That was mistake number one. That's why I have a video called Broke RN. And
Hmm.
that video is one of my beautiful videos that I have ever done because I'm just telling you the mistake that I did moving from CNA salary to RN salary. And that's why my passion came from teaching people because I did that. So yes, and I'm not sure a lot of people
Wow.
can relate to that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So our viewers, please share the video so that other people can benefit from this information. We don't want
Yes.
people increasing in their salary, not changing their mindsets and still staying broke. So we want to make sure that everybody's getting this information so that in 2021 we come out as winning on the at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
Betty, ah, you know I have lots of questions for you.
Oh yeah, let's shoot them, girl. Shoot them.
All right.
Shoot
So,
them.
what are some of the considerations we should have in terms of investing? What are some of the considerations?
You know, a lot of people, I'm glad we are here today talking because we are just at the beginning of the year. So this video couldn't have
Yes.
come at a better time
Yes.
where most of us are looking into changing, going into the, you know, every year, the reason why I love New Year is because it signifies a new beginning. Yes,
Yes.
every day is a new day, but New Year signifies, okay, this is the year for me. That's why we have resolutions and goals. So I'm
Yes.
glad today we are sitting down just at the beginning of the year to talk about how to make our year great. And we are not
Yes.
just gonna, we're not just gonna give you cookie cut, go do this. We have to first understand. Because I know when people want to listen to finance, they just want Betty to tell them, go buy these stocks. And
Go
you
buy this, do this. And then when it fails, guess what? Betty, you made me lose money.
yeah. So Betty's not gonna just tell you go buy this stock and be a millionaire tomorrow. That's not what
Yes.
I'm doing today. Today,
Okay.
I'm teaching you your mindset. Like I told you, the problem is not about making money. We all can make money. The problem is always most of the time is in our expenditure. So when
Mm.
we talk about considering investment, right there, we're just gonna go, what should one be looking at? Well, there are two components of building wealth. There are five components of building wealth, okay?
Yes.
Wealth require time, okay? It requires money, because without money, my friend, I don't know how to help you.
That's true.
It's minus inflation, okay? it is minus taxes. Okay, that's when you create wealth. So those are the 4 components of wealth creation. You have to have money, you have to have time. No, I forgot one component, interest rate. Okay, interest rate. So those are the 5 components of money. You need money to be in a good place that it outplays inflation. Okay, compounding so that it outplays inflation, and hopefully you can avoid taxes. Then you will become wealthy. But you definitely need time. You gotta give money time. So I'm not gonna be giving you, what is it called, gas cooker. I'm giving you microwave because I don't believe in creating, overnight success. Yes,
Correct.
you can't be a millionaire by buying Amazon 10 years ago and all of a sudden you're a millionaire. But those things are very hot things, like hot stocks and all that. They come so quick, but they're also so quick to lose. Okay, today you might be high, tomorrow down. So when you are considering building wealth, when you are considering creating an investment or looking into investment, number one thing you need to know is that the past performance, no matter what people are gonna tell you, the past is in the past. Nobody can ever guarantee you that this is gonna do this. This is how much you're gonna make. The market doesn't have that computer technology yet. So even me, I cannot guarantee you that. If anything we've learned from 2020 is life is unpredictable.
Yes.
But depending on how much time you have, that's when we are going to see where should I be investing my money. Then we can never predict what the market will do. We can only tell you if you have 1 year to take your money out, put it in some of your savings account. Easy to liquidate, easy to take out, very easy. If you have 1 to 5 years, then consider putting that money in CDs, the government bonds, the the CDs and the treasury bills, and the bonds. Okay, lend government some money. But if you have more than 5 years going backward, then now we can talk about stocks and shares. That's where the bulk of your money should be. But that's just the formula you use. If you want to grow wealth, you need to know the wealth formula. The wealth formula is you need money, you need time at a very good compound interest to outplace inflation. Then that way you grow wealth. The problem with most of us, either we lost time in our 20s, we don't have time anymore. You understand? But when you're young person, yesterday I was showing my son some illustration. I was showing him, son, if you start putting this $100, and we were running some numbers, I was like, even at the lowest 8% interest rate, by the time you're 60, you will be having $1 million. Why don't you start right now when you are in your 20? You understand? He has time. Let the time go to work for you. The next thing you need to be looking at is how much interest rate am I getting? Wherever I'm investing, what is the return of my investment? That's what we say by interest rate. Pay attention to the interest rate they're giving you. Most of you pay attention to the interest rate they're giving you on your credit card, which is the negative interest rate. But nobody ever look at the interest rate you're getting on your saving. And that's why most of us cannot get ahead. We are saving money in what is it called? In our banks at 0%.
The savings account.
You understand? And the same bank give you credit for 13% interest rate. Pay attention to whatever interest rate you are getting. Because if that interest rate is not above, US economy is around 3% inflation. If that interest rate is not beating that 3% inflation, my friend, you are losing your money to the inflation.
Yes.
Another thing that you need to pay attention to is taxes. So I'm not just giving you a vehicle, I'm telling you what to pay attention. Whether it's in Kenya, ask somebody. When you go there, ask somebody, what is my interest rate before I invest in this thing? How much are you giving me in return? What is my rate of return? The second you
Yes.
want to know from that person, is there gonna be any taxes on this?
Taxes.
Because taxes are gonna be the mother of your money. Oh my God,
Percent.
yeah, but people don't pay attention to that. You still have to
Yeah.
pay taxes on this thing. So you need to pay attention to those 5 components. Okay, if you don't have time, please, we hope you're paying attention to the interest rate. Which, by the way, if you are old, one of my best performing video on YouTube is called Old with No Money. It's my best power. I think it's on YouTube alone. That video has over 20,000 views. And
Wow.
I get a lot of views from even people who are not Kenyans. And a lot of comments, if you go to the comments, they're not even Kenyan. Because a
Yes.
lot of people struggle with that. So if you are old, buckle up. That's what I tell you guys, buckle up and go watch my video.
Yes. But I don't think it's all loss if you're old.
It's not all lost. You just have
Okay.
to buckle hard.
You have to tighten the belt a little bit tighter.
You have to buckle hard. We are no longer going to be nice. You have to buckle hard. Now we are going to have to say no a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so let's talk about some of the myths that people have when they consider what is worthy investments.
Yeah.
So some of the myths: new car, new house, land.
Yes. I mean, I just did a video last week talking about our biggest money eaters, and I concentrated mostly on the car and the house.
Okay.
If you've read any book from Remit, there's a book that I like a lot. It's called I Will Teach You How to Be Rich by Remit. If you read a book by Millionaire Next Door, if you read a book by Everyday Millionaire, the things they talk about, what make rich people rich, and the things they avoid, the pitfalls. Number one pitfall is always the car. The car is the biggest pitfall of all of them. Because an average person will spend about 10 years of their income, 10 years spending on a new
Wow.
car. After that, they go get a new car. And after that, they go get a new car. And they end up in that stage wondering, why am I never having money? Every time you are on a car payment, guess what that car payment comes with? It comes with a full coverage insurance, which
Yes.
millionaires already know, and people who understand money. If you read all these 3 books, number one thing you're going to hear them talk consistently is do not finance your car. But if you have to, be smart about it. Pay 20% down, because the car is going to be one of the biggest eaters of your wealth. Let me tell you, Dr. Lucy Mackenzie, when
Yes.
I came here, I got into a car note because I was going through nursing program, and so I got into a car note. That car note was $300 every month. Okay, $300. Oh my God. I paid that car for almost 10 years, $300, giving these people $300. Do you know, if I
Wow.
taken the same $300, put it at a good place with at least 8% interest rate, I would have been way above 100,000 in 15 years.
Yes.
But I took this same $300 and put in a car. And by the time I was done with that payment, the car was already
It was
horrible.
old.
So it is a
You
deep
needed another car.
I needed another car. And the cycle continue. You are losing money when you are putting your money on depreciating asset. A car does not appreciate in any value unless you buy those nice cars, which are just rare, the sport cars that are in millions, which is not what everybody else is buying. Everybody else wants to buy
Correct.
very expensive stuff that just end up putting you in the circle. So my rule of thumb is, if you're gonna have to do a car payment, at least put 20% of what that car is worth. But if you can avoid it, just avoid it altogether. Since I stopped doing car payment, I've seen a massive change in my saving. Okay. My son right now, he understands we cannot do car payment. If you ask my son one thing he will never do, he'll be like, Mom, I'm not doing car payment. Because that car payment, You know, we did the math. We're like, it's gonna come with full coverage. Right now, we do limited coverage.
Yes.
You know, because it is our own car. We both own our cars. But the moment we get into car payment, it comes with full coverage. So now an average family spend about $700 to $800 just on a car.
Yes.
And these
Yes.
things are not appreciating. It's sad. So please, guys, if you can avoid that financial pitfall, avoid it. Buy your car cash. Personally, right now, if you see the car that I'm driving, you will cry. It is old.
Is it taking you from point A to B?
It is working, but I'm
Okay.
saving towards buying a new car. It has to be in a budget. It has to be saved for. And, you know, we are going to buy it cash because I cannot afford to get into another car payment, come in with a full coverage. That I had a family that I was talking to about 2 weeks ago, because I do financial consulting for those who don't know. You can get to talk to me one-on-one. I don't charge much. Normally I charge them $30, but the calls have been many. So now I'm doing $40 an hour. I will talk to you. We will look into your finances. And this family, by looking at their family, they were spending an average of $1,200 every month between the two cars they had.
Wow.
Yet they didn't have emergency fund. They didn't have any money for retirement. They are living paycheck to pay these cars to please the Jonases. So we have to make some tough decision on whether to keep this, live working for the cars that are depreciating, or start to save for our retirement or our emergency fund, which anything can happen with this corona. So they had to let go of one car. So
Wow.
the husband will not, but you know, men and their car. I convinced the lady to let go of her own. So we want somewhere.
Wow. That is a lot of money just to be paying for vehicles. And
Yeah.
in 2020, people want to go in too many places because a lot of the lockdown, and they're
Yeah.
still making $1,000 on car payments.
Yeah. And another thing is also the house. You talked about the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest purchase we will ever have. A house can be a blessing if you buy it right, but it can also be a curse if you do it
Okay.
wrong. You
Yes.
understand? So by making, when you're sitting down to make that decision, do it right. What I always tell people is the house can never be more than 3 times your annual salary. You know, I make about 80,000, but there was no way. Their bank approved me for 350,000 to get a home. Yes, I could have gone and gotten the most lavish home ever for 330,000, but that alone will put me into above 25% of my income a month that I have to go towards giving a home. You do not want
Yes.
that. So you always want to keep your house expenses below 25% of your income. Okay. And when you're buying a home, make sure it is less than 3 times your annual income. What most people do, you see somebody making 50,000, yet they go and get a mortgage for 450,000. What are
Oh my
you
gosh.
doing? That's ridiculous.
Wow.
What are you doing? You know,
Yes.
just to please everybody around you and tell them I have the biggest home in the neighborhood. No, what
Yes.
makes a home is not the structure. What makes a home is the people inside it. So for me, that's another big financial pitfall that I see a lot of Kenyans make mistake is go get this massive home that they cannot afford. You see, I had to see this just recently, 2 years ago. One of my friends
Yeah.
got into a home, and the moment she showed me she's paying about 3,000 every month, and yet she's making 5,000 a month on a salary. That's more than a half of your salary
Yes.
just going towards your monthly payment. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your house expenses should never be more than 25% of your income. And if you don't know how to do that, just just say if you're making 5,000, then do 5,000 times 0.25. You will get how much you should not spend. Okay, whatever it is. But that's a big mistake I see a lot of people doing.
Yes.
For me, it is very important to keep it. We have two components, like I said, we have two components of money. You can either spend less or earn more. Earning more requires somebody getting new skills, and it's very difficult. It's require you spending more time, which we all have 24 hours. We can earn more by doing Uber, you understand? But most of the time, most finances focus on spending less because we see it is easy to do if you talk to your brain about it, if you can just change your habits.
Yes.
Spending less is much easier than you going out there to earn more. But hey, our people, we don't listen. We keep on increasing our expenditure. So this is where you have to do a lot of cut down and realize, okay, this has to let go. When you cut your expenditure, even up to 50%, you will be better off. You will be better off because you'll have most time to save. You will not be crying when something happens. You can stay at home.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And you know, our title of the show is How Do You Pay Yourself More in 2021? So Betty is giving us ideas of how we can do that. We can increase our salary and our take home and the money we retain by just practicing some of the things that Betty is talking about, making sure that your income, you know, and your expenditure, especially for your home payment, is within 25% or less, to decrease your expenditures, overall expenditures. That is still more money in your pocket. So have less in terms of car payments, if possible, buy the car cash and not have to pay full payment, you know, to have a payment plan. And also it decreases the amount of insurance you have to buy overall, you know, on your monthly payment. So that's still more money in your pocket. So ladies and gentlemen, you know, our title is How Do You Pay Yourself in 2021? These are some of the ways that make you pay yourself in 2021.
And let's talk about paying yourself. I've done this illustration several times. You know, me, I'm a lady of showing.
show and tell.
You know, I'm a lady of showing, and I think that's why most people relate to me, because when I teach, I have to show you visually, because I've realized most of us, we learn by visual. Okay, let's talk about paying yourself. Most of us get this paycheck. Okay, this is our paycheck. Whatever your paycheck is, this is your paycheck. What do most of us do when we get our first paycheck? We start by wave. We start by paying the bills. We start by watoto, daycare. We want to go out to the movies. We want to take girlfriend and boyfriend out. What do we want to do? Mchango. What do we want to do? Car payment, the one that we have seen. We pay the house. We keep on waiting. At the end of the day, what do we have left?
Very little.
And then we say we want to save this. Mistake. Most of us spend and then we save after spending. That's the wrong. That's where we go wrong.
Yes.
Instead, what a lot of wealthy people realize, and what I realize, is when I get paid right now, every Friday or every other Friday, the first thing that I do is about 10% of that income goes directly into my betterment account, into my investment. I save before I spend. It's a very simple way. When we say pay yourself first, we just mean you have to take a portion of that paycheck first, pay yourself first. Meaning, think about 10% of that, 15%. A lot of people want to know where to invest, but the key is not always where to invest. The key is always what percentage are you going to pay yourself. Concentrate on that. Whether it's 10%, take that from the moment you are paid. Save it, save it. Now, the vehicle we're going to save it, we're going to look through a different vehicle. But learn into the habit of how much percentage every year am I going to be putting away towards my future. That's the biggest thing. Pay yourself first. When you get that paycheck, take a chunk of it, pay yourself, and increase that chunk every year. I am up to now. Last year, I was saving up to 15%. This year, my goal is to save about 25% of my income. In fact, I'm moving it to 50% if I can. But what am I going to do to move it to 50%? That means I have to cut down and
Cut.
pass on.
Yes.
So you have to pay yourself first before you spend the rest on other people. That's what we mean by paying yourself first. We don't mean you go shop. By paying yourself first, a lot of Kenya think I need to YOLO. I need to go to Vegas. That's not the pay yourself we are talking about today. We are talking about taking a percentage and increasing that, making intention to increase that percentage every year. That's what we are talking about when we are talking about paying yourself first. You have to keep on increasing that pay going towards your future, because the future will always come, whether you like it or not. You know, so yeah, we are living longer. So yes, sorry.
That is absolutely correct. So let's talk about things like life insurance.
Yes.
And donor fatigue.
Oh, please talk about it. Please do.
Let's talk. How does that all play into this?
Oh, honey, let me tell you, I live in Houston. I don't know about where everybody else in the community live. I live in Houston. In Houston last November, we had 7 deaths. You know, family members affected, okay, that we had to, as a community, allow us all. We are always giving. Huh?
Yes.
It is a part and nature of ourselves. So there's no feeling bad about it. And I'm not here to bash you guys. So we have 7. Although we are part of benevolence plan, we still have to give certain amount. So 7 times 15, go figure, okay? But that is because I'm a part of benevolence plan, which is a good plan, by the way, and I will explain. In December we had 5 dead. In fact, I think December was worse. I think January, we are already up to 6 deaths already. With time, people get tired. People get tired and people get tired. So what is going to happen with time? Nobody's going to want to give. Before even Houston started benevolence plan, right now I'm glad because of benevolence plan, we are only giving $15. Before they started even the benevolence plan, each death I used to give 100. Dr. Mackenzie, let me tell you, I got tired. I went on war. Some people hated me for that, but me, when I believe in something, I believe in it. I went and wrote on all the funeral. Guys, we cannot function like this. I know a dear friend of mine hates me up to today for doing that. I told them we need leaders. We need to sit down. We need to come up with a benevolence plan because this is not sustainable. Oh my God, this is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. Every time, your income is your biggest. We all go to work to earn our income. Your big income is your biggest asset. But if you keep on giving it away, you will have nothing.
Yes.
People get tired. People get tired. I know by the time we were done, in fact, we started in September. I think September we had 4. We kept on growing September, November, December. We got tired. And a lot of families are not able to keep up with this payment. So that's why, for me, it's very important for me to educate people about life insurance. And the biggest myth with most people is life insurance is expensive. Or if I buy it, somebody's going to try to kill me. Well, life insurance is not expensive. I was just looking at illustration for a young lady before I came on. I think she might be on here right now. And for $250,000 term insurance with all the living benefit, $250,000 is only $25 a month. My dear, you can afford that. And with Transamerica, that $250,000 coverage also comes with funeral insurance, meaning $25,000 will be paid within 72 hours of your funeral. You understand? I sell life insurance. I understand this industry because they have noticed that funerals are very expensive. That's why they are putting that component of funeral insurance within life insurance nowadays. You understand?
Okay.
But people have to get themselves in life insurance, funeral insurance. Funeral insurance tend to pay within 72 hours. Life insurance tend to take longer to pay out. But guess what? Life insurance is for your family, is to sustain your family financially if you are not able to. And
Correct.
everybody should be looking into getting that, getting for you. A lot of people tell me, Betty, mi sipendi kuwa na Wakenya. Aha, then una life insurance. Mimi Wakenya saa zingine sijui wanafanyaje. Then you don't have life insurance. My friend, you cannot do that. Protect
Yes,
me and protect you. We need to protect each other. And if
that's
you cannot do
true.
life insurance, my friend, at least then join a benevolence plan. But
Benevolence fund.
benevolence plan, we will just bury you. We will not take care of your family. Benevolence plan is not your life insurance.
Correct.
Benevolence plan is your funeral burial. Guess what? If you still have kids, they still need to go to school. They still need to eat. They still need to clothe. And I tell people my story. I come from a family where two of my sisters died. My firstborn sister left 7 kids. The
Oh,
husband
wow.
died. Left 7 orphans. My second sister died. The husband died. She left 2 kids. My sister died and left 2 kids. Then my other sister, the husband died. So I have 3 sisters. The husband died and left her with 5 kids. Guess what as a family have to do every day? They have to figure out which one of our nephew will go to college, which one of our nephew will go to university versus buy a taxi or to go to tailoring. That
Yes.
will happen if you give us money to manage your kids. So all we're saying is for a small amount of money, you can have life insurance, protect your family. And I know most of us are here. January has just come. I'm sure most of you in diaspora, you know somebody. Right now, me, I've just paid school fee for 2 orphans back at home.
Yes.
That's the story. I don't want my son to add the numbers to my family. If I'm not here, my brother should not be worried whether my son, how my son, which college or which tailoring school or which technical school he has to send my son, and if he even have the money to send my son. My brother should be just mentoring him into doing the right thing instead of adding him into his own pocket and having to worry where to get the extra money. You have my
Yes.
back, I have your back. And that's what life insurance does. Don't leave other people your responsibility. So guys, my voice today, talk to me. Let's get you life insurance. I cannot beat that. Talk to me. We will get you life funeral. Let's talk.
Yes. We do need to do that, and we ought to be comfortable to actually have those kind of discussions because
Yes.
they are open and they affect all of us, you know.
Yes. Yes, they
And
do.
so and we all want to give all our loved ones a good, loved ones means our family is the people who we live with here, even in the diaspora.
Yeah.
You're my family, I'm your family. And we want, should that happen to us, we want to be given a good send off, and having life insurance will definitely be a way for your family not to worry what happens when death happens, and it will happen to all of us at some point.
Yes.
uh, let's talk about things like mutual funds and money market and where they all
Oh,
play in all this.
now this is what they want to hear.
Yes, we
Where do
like
I
to bring value,
Where do I put my money in America? I think we should just go into America and investment in America because we are already here. Okay. So mutual fund is just one out there. You understand? Like I said before, when you're considering investment, you need to know the time you have to put that money away. I've also
yes.
seen, I always tell people time in the market versus time in the market. Time in the market always beat timing the market. I know a lot of people right now are being convinced. buy stock, get into investing in one stock. Over the years, we've seen a lot of illustrations that show, if you read all this book, time in the market will always beat timing the market. Timing the market meaning if you are day trading every day, you're going in and you're timing the market. Oh my God, the stock is going to be high today. Oh my God, the stock is low tomorrow. Oh my, timing the market versus timing the market. Time in the market always win. Being consistently giving in at dollar cost averaging, giving into that fund that you have, that will always win over timing the market. So what are the various investment vehicles to use? I know you might be wondering.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell us mutual fund because that's a big one of them. Okay. So we have stocks, we have shares, we have mutual funds. All of these are all fancy and they all look good. So what are mutual funds? Let me just say, like I say, if you have 1 year to invest your money, maybe you are trying to do this emergency fund, or you're trying to go to Kenya, my friend, just put that in your regular savings account. Hopefully you can use Ally Bank, which other bank, Wealth from, credit unions, what is, which one do I hear? Those banks give you good interest rate. They're also banks, so they're very easy to bring the money out. So if you have 1 year, put it on there. They're very easy to take out. You don't need much taken out. You don't need a lot of gibberish to take out. But if you have about 5 years, you want to save money, maybe for a kid going to school, or maybe for something else, then you might want to put it into, maybe for a land or a house, or you're trying to buy a home, then you might want to put it into CDs. Go buy government treasury bills, government bonds, because those, they have small growth, they have better growth than your regular savings account. Ally Bank and regular savings account, leave alone Bank of America and Chase, those ones give you 0. But things like Ally Bank, they give you about 2 to 3%. Even T-Mobile has account that give you about 2 to 3%. So if you want to save your money, you start from those. If you're just saving emergency fund, first of all, because we need emergency. The way to build wealth is, number 1, you need to get out of debt. Number 2, you need to build your emergency fund, okay? No, number 1, you need to protect yourself. Number 2, you need to get out of debt. And then you build your emergency fund, and then we invest, okay? Yes. So if you've not protect yourself, please, let me know, this is not for you. Go fast and buy life insurance and health insurance, okay? If you're still in debt, please, my friend, the debt is keeping you a slave. We want you to get out of debt fast. Okay. Again, this video is for you to learn, but keep it at the top of the end and come back after you finish your debt. Because what do debt do? Debt takes away on terms of interest rate. So even if you're saving over here at 3-4% and the debt is 13%, it doesn't make sense. Go service the debt. Help. You know, one of the biggest video that people have abused me, people really attacked me, was I told people, you have no business going on a vacation when you're still in debt. Go clear that. Go clear that. So when we are talking about investment, I'm talking with the knowledge that you have already protected yourself, you have managed your debt. Now you are coming to Miss B. Miss B, what should I be investing in? Then Miss B will sit down with you, will be like, okay, are we starting with emergency fund? Let's do Ally Bank. Let's do a place where we can get 2 to 3%. If you say, hey, Miss B, I also want to buy a home. Okay, let's open a CD. That's a 5-year project. Let's open a CD. Let's buy a bond. Because bond will give you more interest rate, but at the same time, you are staying there, so you have more growth than a regular bank account. But if you want to invest for retirement, let's talk about mutual funds. Okay? Okay. That's where now, by upper level people, mutual funds, Dr. Lucy, is just, when you have $100, you can only buy so much for yourself. You understand? Yes. But when we and you and other women in our circle, Kennard circle, come together, that's pretty much what we call mutual. Yes. All together, then we can buy more land together. So mutual fund is a collective of investors coming together. Am I making sense? Now we are able to buy more acres. Instead of me buying my car 1 acre in one area. Now me and you, we are able to buy more acres. So mutual funds, that's the way they work. There are several mutual funds. But most of the people don't know you're probably already investing in a mutual fund right now. Most of you are, because most of you are 401k, Roth IRA, which are under mutual fund. The only problem with mutual fund, they have advisors, and those advisors take fee. Okay, so that's why most of us are like, they have advisors. So most of the advisors take fee, but guess what? They also do a good job in investing for you. So it's two-sided coins. That's pretty much how mutual fund work. Depending on which one you buy, the stocks mutual fund, there are bonds mutual fund, there are several one of them. But for anybody in America who want to invest, my number one place, I always tell people there are places we call tax advantage places. The tax advantage places is where you want to start, okay? The best place to start is from your employer. Start with their 401k, start with their Roth IRA. Those are free money. If you are employed, start there. Get that free money. The company says, hey, Betty, I'm going to give you up to 6% or 3% of whatever you are saving. Start there and get that free money, okay? So 401k and the IRAs are all under mutual fund. You have an advisor on the back end managing the fund for you. If they are not under mutual fund, then it's you who have to be actively managing it. You know, which I still encourage everybody to be active. You need to talk to your advisors. Tell them, where are you putting my money? Are you putting them on stocks? Are you putting them on share? Are you putting them on bonds? You still be active. So for somebody starting to invest, start there, okay? Start in your employee 401k. Start in the employee Roth IRA. I have seen several people. In fact, my first millionaire that I sat down with one-on-one, all his millions were on 401k and Roth IRA. They were on traditional IRA and Roth IRA. He was an engineer. He's still one of my biggest clients today. And all his money was just from employment. He was employed as an engineer for over 40 years. He's been working with this company. It was 2.5 million in just Roth IRA and 401k. He didn't go doing plain stock. He didn't go doing all these things that other people, all he did was consistently consistently investing. Talk to his advisor. Are you putting my money in stocks or are you putting me in bonds? I want to be aggressive. He was active in helping manage his fund, and he became a millionaire. 2.5 million. When I talked to him, he was in his 60, I think he was almost 61 when we talked to him. He had not even retired yet, and he was 2.5 million. He never even went to buy any stock. He did not magically do anything. What he did, he consistently invested in his 401k and Roth IRA through job, and he became a millionaire. So invest there, start there, get that free money. But what if you are not employed? Somebody's going to ask me. And this is why I have a lot of trackers who talk to me. Well, we can open your Roth IRA. So different between traditional IRA and Roth IRA. And we just did a video 2 weeks ago. It's on my page if somebody want to watch it. Traditional IRA, you don't pay taxes now. It's after tax money, no? It's before tax money. You are going to pay taxes later, okay? If you take money before 59 and a half, you will be penalized 10%.
Okay.
By age 75, you have to take the minimal distribution, which means you have to start taking some money out of those accounts by 75 and a half. I think somebody just told me they moved it up to 79. I'm not sure. What is Roth IRA? Roth IRA, you do not have to pay taxes later. It is saving after the tax money, which means you've already paid taxes on this money. You will pay taxes on your gain, but you don't have to pay taxes on the income. Tax income later when you get money later. So for me, I always go for Roth IRA first. My friend Ali say, go for traditional IRA and then you can convert it. It doesn't matter. But those are the two major vehicles you want to start with, okay?
Yes.
Those are what we call tax advantages vehicle. And I know I'm getting technical here. I don't want to lose people. The second thing is a lot of people are saying it's echo. Does it echo? I don't know. Lucy, are we echoing?
Like I don't hear an echo, but are they saying we are echoing?
Yeah, somebody saying when you could saying we are echoing, but I did not. Okay. What about ETF? Somebody's also asking, what about ETF fund? So I'm just talking through where you should start, okay? Start there. Then the next thing you're gonna do is do your HSA account. HSA account are also tax advantage. Remember we said one of the component of building wealth is taxes. So when you start with Roth IRA or traditional IRA, they are all tax advantage. One of them, you are not paying tax now, you are going to pay tax later. It has its own advantages. You have this growth and you're going to pay taxes later. Maybe your income will low. You don't have to pay that much taxes. The other one you already pay. Those are your tax advantages vehicle. You start on those. Then the second thing is HSA. HSA is health savings account, okay? When you have insurance that have a high deductible, my sister Amy Joy just gave me a insurance with a high deductible. The next thing I went to Fidelity and opened an HSA account, which is gonna be tax-free money when I take that money out. I can use it for my health later on in life. They don't expire. So you need an HSA account. Those are the tax. You start with those. Whenever you want to invest, remember we are avoiding Uncle Tas, Uncle Sam. You remember, we start with vehicles that we can avoid Uncle Tas, Sam first, okay? Then we go to the other vehicle, okay? Now, if you've done that and you increase maybe 15% of your money going towards those vehicles, now if you still have extra money, my friend, if you reach up to 100,000, that's when you start trading now. Now you can trade 10% to whatever amount of money you want to trade. Now you can trade, maybe go now buy, be smart about it. Hopefully you are educated. Personally, I don't like to trade, but if I have to trade, somebody's asking about ETF funds, okay? ETF funds are, what is it? Exchange traded funds. ETF fund are index funds, okay? And I did an illustration with index funds. I seen a Reiko yangu. I had a bowl of Reiko about 2 weeks ago where I had to explain what is an index fund. Index fund is just a group of companies together. It's an index. It's copying what those group of companies are making, and they pay you according to what those companies are making. So something like Dow Jones, which are top 50 company in America, S&P 500, which are top 500 company in America. Those are index funds. When you hear something like S&P 500, people are like, ooh, finance sounds so fancy. But what they just mean is top 500 company in America in one fund. When you buy into that fund, you're not buying into one fund. Instead of just buying Amazon, when I buy an index, I'm buying into a group of companies, okay? The Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Amazon, the Facebook, the Procter & Gamble, the Johnson are all in S&P 500. So when I'm buying S&P 500 index, I can buy it as an index where it's not traded every day, or I can buy it as an ETF fund. ETF fund is the baby. The baby, they trade the baby every day. So you can then move into those funds. But first, you want to start with your tax advantages vehicle. Then now you go into investment. My biggest advice this year was when I asked a group of millionaires, we are in a group of millionaire group, and I asked them, and a guy told me who's a millionaire, it's like, Betty, if you do not have up to 100,000, do not gamble. You have no business gambling. First, save in your Roth IRA, make sure you have your 100,000 down, then use the extra 10,000 to go gamble. But to me, that was the best advice, or go buy index funds. To me, when I got that, and I say, you know what, that's a good way to invest my money. But anybody's gonna do what they're gonna do. Personally, that's where I will advise people to take that route when you are investing versus just going and starting to gamble. Don't do that. Have some safety net, because gambling,
Yes.
they are good. They can be hot today, tomorrow they're down. You know,
Yes.
even the best of the best can tell you they have lost millions from gambling. That's why for me, I am strongly advising, if you want to open your Roth IRA, inbox me. I'll help you out to open your Roth IRA. It's easy. We have, the banks have them. I use Betterment, which is Transamerica, because I work for Transamerica. But you can open anytime. You know, with me, my advice, I always don't trick people into, you have to use me. We also have different life insurance agents. Just get you one. Just
Yes.
start investing. My goal here is to get you to start investing. Get into a vehicle and start investing. That's my goal.
Oh, awesome. So, any other information you would like to share with our viewers before we leave?
Well, I mean, how long have we been here? Are we
We've been here
so
almost an hour. Time goes by when you're having fun.
Oh man, I was having too much fun now.
Yeah, too much fun.
I don't want to go, but anyway, we have to wrap it up.
we have to do part two.
We have to do part two, because I've just loaded them with too much information. Hopefully you get to
Yes.
watch this. Take your time when you're watching this. I know this is a lot to take in. And if you just need one-on-one, you just need somebody to hold you accountable. I've been holding a couple of people accountable, and I'm so glad we started last year. A bunch of them have cleared up their debt. And
Nice.
that's gives me joy, that they have cleared up their debt, we've beaten it home, and now we're working on an emergency. I have a group too who are working into increasing their saving amount every year. That's what I work on the part-time with. I don't do a lot of it because I'm still getting my feet wet on advising. So I
Yes.
don't take a whole lot of people. I take 3 to 4 people, yeah, just to focus. And
Yes.
it's been wonderful to see that. So if you are struggling with your money, let's look at ways of cutting down first. Protect you first. Then look at ways of getting out of debt. A lot of people, I think their biggest enemy is debt. Get out of debt. And that's why I'm so much against people buying cars and doing all this stuff before they get out of debt. New people want to rush, want instant gratification now.
Yes.
Work on getting out of debt. Work on that. That's a big component of your finances. If you're struggling, get out of debt first. Then the next thing, work on your emergency fund. Okay. Once you do that, the discipline you put into working into your debt and getting that 2 to 3 month emergency fund, I'm telling you, once you do those, then the next component of building wealth will be so much easier, because you will have gotten into the habit of cutting down. When you are cutting, last year I paid about $24,000 in debt. And it was so wonderful, because the discipline it took to get that debt out of my legs, to break the chain. Guess what?
Yes.
The same discipline I apply into investment, only God knows how far that can go. And from releasing those debts, I release about $2,000 coming into my money every month.
Yes.
So that's the thing that I encourage everybody to work on those. Just start from getting protected first. Get your life insurance, health insurance in place, because, hey, my dear, things happen. Then the second thing, debt. The second thing, emergency. Then now we can look into, where am I going to invest next? That should be your last priority after you clear some of these things out of the way. Otherwise, learn to say no. I think that's where we started from. Learn to say no.
Yes.
While
Absolutely.
you're working on this, learn to say no. That's my word.
Yes. And no is a complete sentence, and you don't really have to explain why you say no.
Yeah, just say no. Just say no.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
No, not even, and especially to yourself, when your mind is telling you to just go spend frivolously, I think it comes in very handy.
Yeah,
So,
essentially we women, because I see majority of our viewers are women.
yes.
We tend to be emotional spenders. Watch your emotions. We tend to spend a lot when we are emotionally affected. Watch your spending habits. That's
Shopping
another thing.
therapy.
You know, money is shopping therapy. Exactly, Amazoning.
Yes.
So watch those petals. The problem with your money is the person you look at the mirror every
Mm,
day. I'm the problem with my money. You're the problem with your money. So just watch your emotions. Keep them under wrap.
yes.
So keep them under wrap. You may not even realize you're dealing with something bigger than just finances. You're dealing with a deeper emotion you're not willing to look at. So you're just masking it with shopping therapy. So watch that out, ladies. I've seen that and I've been a part of that. That's part of my healing. Okay. So yes, but this has been fun, Dr. Lucy. So people
It,
can find me on YouTube at Betty Achapa. I'm yet to release new videos. Golly, I need somebody to help me out with these new videos. I keep on saying every week I'm gonna get. But on YouTube, there's 80 videos on there. There's still good information. On my page, you will get more fresh videos, and there's a couple of them. Just go under my page. I think there is Facebook now has it where you can go under videos and just see. So there's still a lot of finance video on my page. You know, if you are in Kwitu, 10,000 of them are in there. If you just put my name up there, Betty Achapa, then you can find videos and
yes.
videos of money. But I am so grateful we managed to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my sister Betty. It has been a pleasure. And for our viewers, thank you for taking time to be with us this evening. I know there's many things you could have been doing, but you chose to join us. And so we hope you're going to share the video with your friends. This is one way you're going to be able to pay yourself in 2021. And if your friends are also making money, guess what? You can celebrate together at the end of the year and say, oh, remember that video that we watched? It had such great information. So thank you for taking time to join us. And Miss Betty, as always, it's always a pleasure. We don't talk a lot, but when we do, it's like we hadn't not stopped. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for being my guest.
thank you so much. And I hope to see everybody at the top.
Absolutely.
Because that's my tagline. See you all at the top. So I'm so happy. Thank you guys.
All right. Good night from us here in Texas, because Betty and I are in Texas. Good night
Yes,
from
we are.
Texas. And if you're just waking up, good morning to you. Have a wonderful day, depending on when you watch us. We value your time. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Good seeing you, Miss Betty. Good night, my
Thanks.
friend.
Good night, my friend. Thank you so much.
Take
See
care.
you all at the top.
Absolutely.
All right.